very popular ad. The sportos, motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebies, dickheads, they all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
With an intro like that, what can I say but thank you, Grace? Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first verbal article from yours truly, the evil genius for a better tomorrow. For those of you who have actually read the online posting in its text format, a lot of this is going to be a retread. It's simply the fact that I feel that, well, my charming voice probably should go over the internet waves, or airwaves, or whatever you want to call them, more so than me actually spending god-awful hours typing out, article after article. I love typing, I love writing, but the problem is that it is indeed time-consuming, and I'd be denying you the joys of my wonderful voice, as I said before. You still might want to listen because some of this will be, in fact, new. Some of it won't be. In fact, a lot of it will be just simply old hat. Why am I actually doing this? Well, that was a question that came forward from a couple of people, most of which were my friends. My reasoning behind this is actually kind of simple. I'd like to actually sit down and discuss, at least try and discuss, intelligently issues of the day, as well as things that interest me. Now note that I did say intelligently discuss. And I want to actually put out that as a definition right now. Because I think that, unfortunately, the modern American culture, actually I think the modern world culture, of which America is certainly a large part, has a massive swath of, well, anti-intellectualism. And that is not to say anti-intellectualism as the concept of intellectualism, but anti-intellectualism as an aversion to intelligent discussion on any topic. We do not like discussing anything in which there might be a separate or diverse set of opinions. It's not often that we are able to sit down and actually have a discussion on things that may or may not matter, but it certainly would be nice to actually have a discussion in which one side can offer its opinion, another side can offer its opinion, and then they can actually intelligently argue it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're like, oh my god! Well, wait a minute. We have 3 fully dedicated news channels in which all we have are people who are talking heads essentially debating. Well, no we don't. What we do have are people who I would like to call, well, name callers. When we tune in and we sit down and we watch people like, say, Keith Overman, or Glenn Beck, we're not getting an informed opinion. We're not. What we're getting is essentially the news commentary equivalent of professional wrestling. We know that there are going to be 2 guys, one's going to call another one out, and essentially let the slap fest begin. We know who we're going to root for, we know why we're going to root for them, but we don't actually get anything particularly new or even informative about the subject matter at hand. Now think about that for a second. For a democracy in which one of our founding principles is the free and unvarnished exchange of ideas, how scary that is. We do not discuss anything without actually knowing which side which side we've already picked out, which side we're going to continue to root for, and ultimately, depending on which station that you actually listen to, you know the ultimate outcome. We don't listen to Fox News to hear particularly informative or insightful views on liberalism. We do not listen to MSNBC to listen to particularly insightful or flattering views of conservatism. We listen to those because, well, we feel safe there. And that's ultimately what America and what, in fact, world culture prefers. Everything safe. We don't like, actually, changes in terms of, oh, gee, well, the liberal view on healthcare, that essentially it's been pointed out that in order to secure the blessings of liberty, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, it must be ensured by the federal government. Note the order: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In that case, what you'd have to say is that the American government might actually have a stake in healthcare. Especially to secure the second two, well, you have to be alive. If you're going to be alive, well, that might actually have something that the federal government might have a stake in. That is not my view, but it is actually a view that we don't actually hear. No, instead what we hear is that, well, the current administration is socialist and has an evil secret socialist agenda. Actually, it's a double secret agenda to all make us evil socialists and communists and, Marxist-Leninists, evidently. On the other hand, you have the liberal camp that calls, well, pretty much every conservative evil, greedy corporatists that are hell-bent on selling out our children into, I don't know, second-class citizen status, which is completely wrong. I think the fact is that both sides are arguing two sides of the same equation: equality of opportunity versus equality of results. And I'm not going to get into that here. If you guys want to actually take a class on, modern economics, well then, that's on you. Good luck. The biggest problem is how incredibly insidious that concept that we've actually just accepted is. Think about it. Since nobody is going to be actually articulating an opposite opinion that they might actually find, sympathy with. And what I mean by sympathy is ultimately that, well, you might not agree with the opinion, but at least you can accept that it has certain validity. We don't even allow ourselves that creature comfort, that somebody else might have an opinion that is simply different. And without that, what we get is, well, frankly, a creation, or at least an atmosphere, of intolerance. It's that simple. What we get is the idea that we cannot actually express opinions that deviate from either norm, and we cannot even accept that the other side's point might actually have some validity. And look at the internet. You can't swing a dead cat around the internet these days without somebody making the statement that, well, gee, the world would be more tolerant if we just killed all intolerant Republicans. Yeah, that's a wonderful solution. And, of course, on the other hand, you have people who are like, well, we need to take care of all of these evil socialist Democrats. Ooh, okay. Stop. Stop. God damn it. Stop. What the hell is wrong with you people? But I'm getting off the topic.